Stock market moves in unpredictable directions. More Americans are turning to apps that automatically copy the trades of high-profile investors instead of making their own investment decisions. CBS News consumer reporter Evyn Moon explains the pros and cons of the growing copycat investing trend.
It started with a Nancy Pelosi tracker on social media in 2022 that picked up more than 1 million followers by posting the Congresswoman's money moves. Now, users can copy her family's stock trades automatically.
Kind of crazy to say, but she's pretty much like her own pseudo hedge fund. She has 500 million of everyday Americans' money trading alongside her right now.
Why her?
She's the best.
We sat down with Chris Josephs, whose app, Autopilot, lets users mirror the trades of a dozen politicians and other top investors.
The Donald Trump White House asset management portfolio, for example. We had Marjorie Taylor Greene, we had Mark Wayne Mullen, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is actually a really popular one.
Members of Congress and their spouses are required to report trades within 45 days. Joseph says his app isn't partisan. It follows how both sides trade.
What are politicians privy to that the average American wouldn't be?
They get classified on a number of different things. From back in 2020 with COVID, there were literally politicians that traded on COVID. A couple of them got investigated. They had all that information before the public did. All the wars, the Ukraine war, some politicians are trading on. The Israel-Hamas war, some of the politicians were buying up war stocks before that happened. Screw it. If they're going to keep trading, why not build a way to get in on the action? Because what better way to highlight the hypocrisy of them trading than to just copy them?
$1.3 billion is currently invested through the Autopilot app.
All right, Evyn joins us now. So there have been efforts in Washington to ban members from trading, right? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so there's been multiple bills to try to ban congressional trading in recent years that have failed. But just this January, Republican Congressman Brian Stile introduced the Stop Insider Trading Act. And he says this is going to go the way. It's supposed to hit the House floor soon. It will ban not only members of Congress from trading, but also their spouses and their dependent children, which is important because we actually did reach out to Nancy Pelosi's team, and a spokesperson said she does not own any stocks, but the caveat there is that her husband, Paul Pelosi, owns tens of millions of dollars in stocks. So this bill would address that.
Okay, so tell us more about this app. Is it only politicians that people can copy?
This isn't the only app that does this. And even on this app, there's only about a dozen politicians, but there's a lot of other portfolios that are doing really well, from AI portfolios or following famous economists, professors. Those portfolios, some of them are up 200% over the last couple of years.
Wow, I wonder what financial advisors would think about this, if this is going to put them...
I think they would say still stick with a personal financial advisor. That's the less risky option.
Yeah. Okay, so in your piece, the app CEO mentioned politicians buying war stocks. What does that include?
War stocks, put simply, is anything having to do with war. So that could be oil investments, energy companies, drone companies, anything having to do with military tech. And there have been a lot of headlines recently that talk about the fact that just a couple days before the war in Iran, we saw some of this. So that's exactly what the congressman is bringing this bill to the floor for.
They see this as problematic.
Yes.
Okay.
And even the CEO of this app, Autopilot, who's profiting off of congressmen making trades, he wants to see that ban in place too.
Evyn Moon, thank you so much.
Thank you.